welcome to this stream. We will begin our yoga session in about 15 minutes. Welcome to the stream. We'll be doing our yoga session in about 15 minutes, and if you want to join in for our workout Friday, feel free. It's going to be on the same time, 4:15 or 5:30, 5:15 p.m. EST, if you live on the eastern side of North America. Yeah. Hey, bud.
Hello.
We're going to be beginning our yoga session in about 14 minutes. You want to join in?
Sure.
Alright, it's a quick 20-minute long yoga session. Should be like pretty safe for beginners if you are one, but not saying that you are one, just in case. Just to let you know.
Good.
How are you feeling?
Let's do this. Good, how are you?
A bit tired, but I had some Monster and some edibles, so I'm feeling great.
Sounds pretty good.
Oh yeah. You're like a man. Ooh,
Yeah. Like a man.
like a man.
Yeah.
Oh
Mm.
Ooh.
Hold on a second. Yeah. Oh wait, wrong thing. Let's do this.
Hammer.
Yeah. What is this song?
No idea.
Either do I. So,
I just wait.
Are you up
Huh?
to much? Are you up to anything?
After this, probably not. I'm gonna probably go play some Blade and Sorcery after this. Been wanting to play some Blade and Sorcery for quite a while.
See.
My lady is off at the Thanksgiving dinner, so I got free time for myself to do whatever I want.
Well, my partner was just reading a book, so she's right here in front of me.
All right.
Yeah, we don't do Thanksgiving over here.
Do you live in America, Canada?
No, I'm Irish.
Ooh, all the way in Europe?
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Ooh,
Irish.
nice. How is it?
I know. It's good. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna turn the volume down of the music.
Risrog
so I can actually
404.
speak. There we go.
Hey Lovey. Risrog 404.
We don't do Thanksgiving over here.
Hey Lovey.
Well, my wife is also joining in for the stream too.
Oh,
Hey,
you're
darling.
Streaming?
Yeah, I stream this so then that way anyone who's don't have a VR headset or computer or phone, well, that can follow along with the live stream and follow along with us and the video that we're gonna put on. On
How,
go ahead.
Nope.
Oh,
Oh,
I was
I'm
just gonna say
following
on
you.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, same time all throughout the week. We host workout sessions, 2 supersets. The first superset being a 30-second diamond push-ups, another 30 seconds regular push-ups, and then the next 30 seconds prisoner squats, as such, and then squat pulses.
Risrog 404. I'm
you do
always
the full
watching.
Body thing? No.
Risrog 404.
Yeah, gotta
I'm
coach
always
people somehow.
watching.
I don't. So if I do any of that, I'm gonna fall flat on my face.
She responded like, I'm
I'll-
always watching.
I'll watch you if needs be, but the only thing I can do is that maybe.
And no worries, bud. As long as you do the movement
Yeah.
in real life, you're perfectly fine. Doesn't matter how you look during the movement in virtual reality. As long as you're doing the movement in reality, your body will receive the benefits from gaining muscle, building it down, or breaking it down and building it back up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a 4-week long routine, so it will help allow your body to adjust, adapt, and so on. The first week, second week are the most painfulest. But then by the third week, you'll feel less pain, you'll feel more stronger, you'll feel easier. On the fourth week, it'll start to feel really easier because your nervous system is adapting and making the movement execute much more efficiently. So yeah, and then the fifth week is just a rest week. Allows your body to fully recuperate, recover, and yeah. Then after that, we start again with a new routine.
Why didn't I meet you whenever I had my accident?
What accident were you in?
Yarg, how may I be of service to you?
I broke my collarbone playing rugby.
Oh.
Yeah.
How healed is your collarbone right now? Still healing?
It's yeah. I'm still gonna play though.
One thing I would recommend. Oh hey, welcome. I would recommend making like a whisk out of you know those flag poles you see on the street sometimes. Get 2 bundles of those electrical tape. Take off the flags off the poles and then just tie them tightly together with the electrical tape and use that little whisk, the bristle part, to smack against your collarbone.
Risfrog 404.
It'll harden the bone and
I'm
help
so hungry.
with recovery.
Risfrog 404.
Good.
I'm so hungry.
I'm gonna go back and hang out with my friend Rainy.
Alright. If you can, try to eat something, honey. Whatever's around. Maybe some
How
that
many
became bad.
followers you
Huh?
got? Like watching you. How many like people are watching?
Our world record was 2.
Sam. Well, 2's better than nothing.
Exactly. We usually get nothing.
You know, well, hey,
I'm perfectly fine with it.
You're gonna go somewhere. Don't worry. I believe in you.
It's not my intention to go anywhere or increase my view count. I'm just more... I'm your personal training partner in a way. If you want like somebody to train with, here I am. I'm always doing these workouts. I'm always consistent with my workouts, and sometimes I like a training buddy too. So that's what these workouts are for. If you want a training buddy in a structured routine, follow along. Come on by. Come on, join in. Let's work out and get in shape together.
Yeah. I'm happy with my physique though at the moment. I'm.
Oh yeah, brother.
No, I used to be like really heavy, and then I dropped a lot of weight, and then I built up a lot of like muscle. I dropped to a very low weight, and then I started eating again and building up more. So I'm pretty big.
All right, so you're bulking, eh?
Oh, if bulking was a permanent thing, I would be so happy. No, I'm just eating food. No, I don't like. I said I'm eating the right food, but I'm just enjoying my life too. Because I restricted myself too much. Not doing that again. I'm just gonna eat and enjoy my life and work out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you. I kind of do the same. Been trying to bulk, but at the same time we're so poor and I don't eat enough food to be able to bulk. So but nonetheless, I'm building up more muscle.
You come over here, right? I'm only saying if hypothetically I will cook you a meal.
Oh hell yeah. Though I already have planned to try to travel to Texas so I can hug my wife. Travel to Texas or she travel to me up in Canada.
We both meet halfway.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah. See? I'm just looking out at the view out here. Damn.
It's nice, eh?
Mm-hmm. No, it's so weird because I've had like 4 or 5 people mention Thanksgiving, and I'm like, what? What is it? I'm like, what? Like, what
Over
is
here
it?
in Canada, we celebrate it at August.
Oh.
How about you?
Oh, wow. We don't do Thanksgiving.
Not at all?
No, it's just never really been a thing over here.
Oh yeah.
No, yeah, so we don't really do much of that.
All right.
There is a few people from the United States over in Ireland that still still do it because I bumped into a few of them and they've been like saying how much they're gathering for Thanksgiving. I'm like, what? I'm like, what is it? Explain. I'm like, what is it? What is there? Like, what is the history behind it? I like learning.
Well, basically, there was like a food shortage with certain settlers, and they were trying to hunt as much food as they can before the winter, but they couldn't really get much food, so they requested help from the Native Americans of the lands, in which case they came together and eventually they basically helped one another gather the food, and ever since then they were all thankful for like the help of everybody. The Native Americans and the settlers joined together and were thankful, so in which case they call it a Thanksgiving. That's basically the gist of it.
Interesting.
It was during times where like food was all time low and they just came together. And, yeah.
Well, I wish we had that over here. Like, I wasn't born during that time, but like whenever the famine hit over here, God, that was a tough time for Ireland. Like, so
I like your accent.
Thanks. I'm from the north of Ireland, so I am. So I don't have the thick accent. You know, like the very like thick of it.
Still sounds great. I can put on a thick Canadian accent every now and then. We like a maple soup, you and some poutine alongside that, eh? Some cheese curds in there too, eh? Hey, bud.
I'm like, I don't want to nod in case. I'm just like sitting here going, right, okay, should I agree? Should I not agree? Should I
Go
say
ahead.
something?
I do it as a joke.
I'm not gonna do like. Trust me, I'm so happy you're not gonna attempt an Irish accent. I swear to God, someone yesterday tried to do an Irish accent and they started Jamaican. So I don't know how you know that. It was like, yeah.
Would you like me to attempt an Irish accent?
Well, you can. I'm gonna let you try it. I'll let you try it. Go on.
Well, sometimes I like to talk a wee bit Irish every now and then there.
A wee bit of Belfast in you. You've got a wee bit of Belfast accent in you there.
Belfast, eh? Mixed with some Canadian, eh?
I have Belfast Irish with a wee bit of Canadian.
Yeah.
I could
mix it around a wee bit.
Ever an argument. I would just laugh if we were just arguing. That just happened. Oh, I don't know how you. Trust me, whenever you hear certain Irish people argue, it's so funny. You can't. Even as an Irish person, I can't understand some Irish people. You know,
their arguing skills are on a different level.
I can't understand my partner half the time. She's from Tyrone, so she's from a different. She's like from. Yeah, so whenever she gets upset or mad, her accent kind of slips out more. It does. It does, baby. It does.
All right, we're about to begin our yoga session. Ready to begin?
I can try, but my hands don't work.
Yeah, no worries. As long as you're able to get on the ground, get on all fours, you're good.
I will attempt, or I will just sit back and watch. I honestly, I don't mind. I'm willing, I don't mind. I'm here for the fun and just for the chat. I actually didn't expect anyone to be here.
Thank you for joining me. My name is Cassandra, and I'm going to take you through this ooey gooey flexibility flow. This is an intermediate.
Invert my tracker so I can do the movement better.
Required, and you can join me starting in Child's Pose Balasana. Cool. This is a full body flexibility practice. We're going to work on hips, hamstrings, getting into our shoulders and our spine, our chest a little bit. So Balasana.
Feel free to join. It helps with flexibility,
hips,
relaxes the body together, and the mind.
Knees apart, and just melt head and chest down
I'm relaxed.
on the mat. And you can
I'm
begin
gonna be
by
honest with
taking
you though,
some
if I
deep
get down on
breaths
this
in and
floor,
out
I'm
through
not
your
getting back up.
nose.
Like
Trying
either
to
the floor is too
relax your
comfortable
arms.
or it's just. Wow.
Breathe
It's so
all the way
interesting
down
watching a
into
full
your
body
low
scanner
belly and your lower back.
It's so interesting
Using
watching
this
someone
first
with a full
pose
like
to
body tracker
notice
on.
where
It's
there
so
might be
interesting.
tension. We're still sliding our shoulder blades down the back, not compressing or shortening our necks.
I might look into it.
And we'll ease our way into a tabletop pose, so you can bring your knees in a little bit so they're underneath your hips. Spread the fingertips wide. Cat and cow. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, reverse that motion. Really articulating through the spine. Just keep going through both poses, flowing with your breath. Letting the head fully drop whenever you round. And trying to even stretch through the chest, through the upper back. So it's not only our lower back that we're targeting for these two poses. And now give yourself a little bit more space so that you can lower down onto your belly, widen your hands, and find a little variation of cobra here. So I am using my arms to lift myself up, but I'm also trying to engage my back muscles. Lower down, and we'll do it just one more
Honestly,
time. Push into the
just
tops of the feet. Inhale, lift up. You don't need to come all the way.
This is fun.
Having your feet wider can make this more comfortable for your lower back. And exhale to release. We're going to press back onto hands and knees and send your hips all the way back as if you were coming into child's pose. But then inhale, articulate through the spine and find a little variation of cobra. So we're going to go weaving in and out from a variation of child's pose to a variation of cobra pose. And it's almost as if you're doing cat and cow.
Go on, just run.
As you're moving in and out. I like to do this with my toes curled under. You don't need to have them like this. So inhale, rippling forward, finding a back bend, bending the elbows a little bit here. And exhale, rounding through the spine, pressing your hips as far back as they'll go. And back into our tabletop pose. Tuck the toes under, downward facing dog.
Just in case I do have to leave, I don't want to leave.
Widen your feet towards the edges of your mat, so give yourself more space in downward dog, and just begin to stretch out through your hamstrings, so you can bend a little bit through your knees, reaching your chest towards your thighs. Relax your head, relax your neck. Walk your hands towards the back of the mat. Turn your heels in, toes out. We're going to ease our way into Malasana, our yogi squat. I like to use my elbows to push the knees open. Hands at the heart. Think of lengthening your spine in this pose and pressing your shoulders down. So almost as if you could grow taller here. And then we'll find our ragdoll fold. So the first big forward fold, you can absolutely keep your knees bent like what I'm doing here, and maybe just sway a little bit side to side, grabbing a hold of your upper arms.
I like listening to a wee bit of
relaxing your neck, relaxing your head, letting gravity do the work for you here.
I'm gonna bop to some Linkin Park.
Gently make your way back to downward facing dog with your feet hip width distance apart this time, so the more traditional variation of the pose. Let's extend our right leg up towards the sky, bend your knee, open up your hip. Big stretch here, and you can trace some circles with that right knee.
Sorry, I know I'm probably being annoying, but
I know for me this always makes my hip click a little bit, but really good to get everything unstuck. And then we'll step our right foot forward to the outer edge of the right hand. So both palms and arms are to the inside of that right leg.
Alright, my man. I'll see you later.
I like to come up on some fists just to be a little bit easier on my wrists.
Bye-bye. Same to you.
You can drop your back knee down to the mat, lift the front toes up, and roll to the outer edge of that right foot. And if flexibility allows, you can come deeper into the pose by lowering onto your forearms. So a deeper variation of this dragon pose, or sometimes called lizard or gecko. So a very deep hip opener. Coming back up onto the hands, add a twist and a quad stretch. So your right hand is going to reach to grab a hold of your left foot. Keep melting the hips forward and down. Little bit of a spinal rotation as you roll that right shoulder back and work on pulling that heel in a little closer to your seat. Carefully release the hold of that back foot. Skandasana, we're coming into our side lunge. So pivot so that you have your right knee bent, left leg is straight, and then extend your arms out. So really opening through your chest, and maybe you want to stay here, or instead you can bring your hands prayer at the heart, just like we did in our yogi squat. And we'll transition over to the second side. So again, it's up to you what you want to do with your arms. You can either open them up, or you can have prayer hands using your elbows to push that knee open a little bit more. Just try to sink your hips down nice and low, really getting into our hamstrings. And we'll press up. We're coming into warrior two. So front leg bends into that right knee, left leg is straight, open up through your arms. Reverse, left hand down, right arm up. Straighten your front leg. Let's move into Trikonasana, triangle pose. Think of rolling that left shoulder back as if you were leaning against the wall behind you. Pushing the feet into the floor, come up and just narrow your stance a little bit and frame your hips so they're facing forward. We'll come into our pyramid pose. So folding down. And I like to just let my upper body relax in this pose. You can definitely have a bit of a bend in your knees if the hamstrings are feeling quite tight. Take another breath in here. Three-legged dog. Re-extend that right leg all the way up. Bend your knees. See if you can get it up a little higher. We're coming into our pigeon pose from here. So right knee aligns behind the right wrist. Square off the hips and find a little back bend first before we go into the traditional variation of pigeon. See if you can lift up through your heart, crawling the fingertips back. And maybe you want to stay here, or if you'd like, you can fold on down. As much as possible, we're trying not to lean on one hip more than the other. Soften through your belly, your upper back, your neck, your arms. Big stretch into that right glute and right hip. Another breath or so here in the pose. And very carefully ease your way out. Downward facing dog. Take your time to get there. Make any little movements and adjustments that feel good. And we'll go to the second side. Left leg rises. Bend your left knee. Open up that hip. And maybe trace those big circles with your hip. Almost imagining you're drawing a circle with your left knee. So getting that full range of motion before going into our dragon pose, our lizard pose. So left foot to the outer edge of your left hand. Make sure you have your knee stacked on top of your ankle. And from here, that back knee can come down. You can curl the left toes up and roll to the outer edge of your left foot, either staying up on your hands or coming down on the forearms if you'd like to really intensify this pose. Make sure you're not holding your breath even as we stretch here. I know some of these poses can be intense, so we want to support ourselves with the breath. If you were on your forms, come back up onto the hands and you can add your quad stretch and your twist. So reaching back with that left hand, grabbing a hold of your right foot. No tension in your jaw. And you can release the hold of that foot. We're coming into Skandasana, our side lunge. So your left knee stays bent and you pivot so that you're on that right heel. I'm going to begin by opening the arms out. If you'd like, you can instead have your hands out in front of you, or you can do prayer hands at the heart, using your elbow to push that left knee open. And we'll go over to the other side. Right knee is bent, left leg is straight. Maybe expanding those arms, working on rolling that left shoulder back. A little bit of a balancing act here as you bring your hands to the heart. And you need strong legs to transition from here into warrior two. So this time our left leg, left knee is bent, opening out through the arms, really bending our left knee directly over that second and third toe. Nothing changes in the legs. Reverse with the arms. Right hand down, left arm up. Straighten your left leg and let this carry you through into triangle pose. Left arm down, right arm up. Roll that right shoulder back. Roll your right hip back. Don't worry about how far down you're getting your left hand. Press the feet into the floor to come all the way up. We're coming into our pyramid pose. So bring that back foot in a little bit, square off your hips, and fold on down. I like to just let my head hang heavy here. I'm letting my spine round a little bit, making this a bit more of a passive forward fold. And you can bend a little bit more into that front leg, into your knee, finding your three-legged dog. Left leg goes all the way up and back. Bend your knee, open up your hip into pigeon pose on the second side. So lining up that left knee with our left wrist. And you can kind of scooch that back leg so that you're squaring off both hips. Find a back bend first. So really expand and broaden through your chest. You can do this with the support of your arms and your hands. And then maintain the length you created even as you fold forward. And we're in pigeon pose for a good 10 breaths. So just notice what you can relax a little more. Sometimes when the poses get a little bit intense, I know for me, I'll clench my jaw or I'll clench through my hands or my shoulders. So try to breathe a little bit more relaxation into those areas. Letting gravity do the work for you. And very carefully walk the hands back, lift yourself back up into your downward facing dog. This is our last downward dog. So take up some space, stretch everything out here. And go ahead and lower, just come to take a seat so you can sit cross-legged if that works for you. You're going to interlace your hands and bring them towards your right hip on the right side of your waist. We're going to do a little bit of a neck release and then go ahead and drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. So we're looking to stretch the left side of our neck and into the top of our left shoulder. You can play a little bit with the angle of your chin here. It will change the sensation of the pose. And we'll go and do the same thing to the other side. So you can move your hands interlaced over towards the left side of your hip and left side of your waist, and drop left ear to left shoulder. You really might not be dropping the head too far here. This can be a pretty intense stretch. Try not to round or slouch forward as you do this. And releasing. Let's do eagle arms. Right arm wraps under the left either once or twice. Shoulders down, elbows up, and tuck your chin to your chest. Keep moving your hands away from your head. We're looking to stretch through the upper back here. Stay lifted up tall. And go ahead and lift your elbows up, look up, and we'll release. Second side, left arm under the right, binding once or twice. Shoulders down, elbows up, hands away from the face, tuck your chin to your chest. Kind of thinking of pushing our forearms towards one another. Lift the elbows up, lift the gaze up, and go ahead and release the arms. You can release your bind, opening up. And I'm just kind of lifting my chest here. Little counter pose might feel good. Releasing your hands to your knees. Let's just close. Instead of doing Shavasana here, I'm just ending with a brief meditation. Keep your eyes closed, focusing in on your breath. Take a moment to scan through your body, from your head all the way down to your fingers and to your toes. Noticing how you feel now, as opposed to when you first stepped onto the mat. Observing what has changed and shifted as a result of your practice. Just 20 minutes of yoga can have a profound effect on our physical, mental, and emotional health. Really thank your body. Show yourself some gratitude. And you can join your hands together at the front of the heart, Anjali Mudra. Bowing forward. Thank you so much, everyone, for doing this short flexibility flow with me. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe, and we'll practice again together soon.
All right. With that, the yoga session is complete. All right. So now we're done with the yoga session and also the oh no, I guess it's the only yoga session. But yeah, we're done with the yoga session. Y'all have a good day, great life, live strong, and live healthily, and live joyfully. Y'all have a good day. See you Friday. I want to get our gang.